Hi, I'm Luca. Before I continue, please like and subscribe. One click from you means more stories can be shared. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers and make a difference. Let's begin. So I've been working as a software engineer at Horizon Tech for about 6 years now. Great salary, awesome benefits, and I've managed to save a pretty decent chunk of change. Not trying to brag, but I worked my ass off to get here. Scholarships through college, internships that paid peanuts, and a lot of late nights coding. My parents, Margaret and Robert, have always had this weird thing about my sister. Growing up, it was all Vanessa this and Vanessa that. She'd get new clothes while I got hand-me-downs. She'd get the latest iPhone while I saved up for months to buy a refurbished one. Did you see Vanessa's dance recital? Isn't she just amazing? My mom would say this to literally anyone who would listen. Your sister has such natural talent. You just need to work harder, Luca. That was Dad's favorite line whenever I brought home straight A's that barely got a nod. Don't get me wrong, I love my sister, but Vanessa has never understood the concept of financial responsibility. Last Christmas dinner was a perfect example. You wouldn't believe the deal I got on this purse. Only $1,200. Vanessa showed off her new designer bag while wearing clothes that probably cost more than my monthly rent. How are you affording all this? Aren't you still paying off your credit cards from last year? I asked. Don't be such a buzzkill, bro. Life's too short to worry about debt. My friend Derek has seen this pattern for years. We were grabbing beers last weekend when I was venting about it. Dude, your parents created this monster. They've never let Vanessa face consequences for anything. I know, man. She's 32 and still calls them whenever she needs a bailout. And they always come through, right? Every damn time. That conversation was still fresh in my mind when my phone rang yesterday. It was my dad, sounding weirdly formal. Luca, your mother and I need to discuss something important with you. Can you come over for dinner tonight? Is everything okay? Is someone sick? No, nothing like that, just family business that needs addressing. I should have known something was up when I arrived and saw my mom had made my favorite lasagna her special manipulation meal. Luca, honey, you know we've always been proud of how responsible you are, my mom started while serving me an extra large portion. We raised you to understand. Family takes care of family, my dad added, not making eye contact. Vanessa sat there examining her manicure, suspiciously quiet. After dinner, my dad cleared his throat. Your sister has found herself in a bit of a situation. A situation that requires family support, my mom added quickly. How much? I asked flatly. Don't be like that, Luca, Vanessa finally spoke. It's not my fault. The interest rates are criminal. My dad slid a paper across the table. I looked down at the total, $40,232.17. We can't help her this time, son. Our retirement fund just can't take another hit, my dad said. But you're doing so well, and you don't have kids or a mortgage, my mom added. They stared at me expectantly like I was supposed to just nod and write a check. The realization hit me like a truck. They'd planned this ambush all along. I stared at the paper, the number burning into my retinas. $40,000, almost half of what I'd saved for a down payment on a house. You can't be serious, that's my house fund. A house can wait, Mom waved dismissively. Family comes first. What exactly did you spend 40 grand on, Vanessa? I asked, looking directly at my sister. Vanessa rolled her eyes. Life expenses, obviously. Rent isn't cheap. Your rent is $800 a month. I know because I helped you find that apartment. Dad jumped in. Don't interrogate your sister. She's been going through a rough patch. I pulled out my phone and opened Instagram. Rough patch, huh? Is that why you were in Cancun last month? And is that a new Chanel bag in this photo? Vanessa snatched my phone. Stop stalking me. Those were necessary mental health breaks. On whose dime? Because it sure wasn't yours if you're 40 grand in debt. Mom placed her hand on mine. Sweetie, we've all supported Vanessa through her journey. Now it's your turn to step up. My turn? I've never asked you guys for a dime since college. That's because you've been blessed with stability, Dad said. Your sister is more free-spirited. Free-spirited doesn't pay credit card bills, Dad. The next day, I called my Aunt Claire for perspective. She's always been the straight shooter in the family. They're doing it again, aren't they? Aunt Claire sighed through the phone. You knew about this? Honey, they've been bailing Vanessa out since she was 16. Remember that fender bender? It wasn't a fender bender. She totaled your father's car joyriding with friends. They took out a second mortgage to cover it up. What? They told me that was for home renovations. The only renovation was Vanessa's reputation. They've always protected her from consequences. When I confronted my parents with this information, all hell broke loose. "How dare you discuss family matters with Claire?" Mom screeched over the phone. "If you won't help your sister, then maybe you're not the son we raised," Dad added. "The son you raised? You mean the responsible one who's supposed to clean up everyone else's messes? We've made our position clear, Luca. Either you help Vanessa, or you're no longer part of this family." I was stunned. "You'd disown me over this?" "Family responsibility isn't optional," Mom said coldly. Later that week, Vanessa ambushed me outside my apartment. "Why are you being such a jerk about this? You have the money." "It's not about having the money. It's about the fact that you blew through 40 grand on vacations and designer crap while claiming hardship. Not everyone can be a boring robot like you. Some of us need nice things to feel good." "Get a job that pays for those nice things then." Vanessa started crying. "You've always been jealous of me. Just admit it." After she left, I called Derek. "They threatened to disown me if I don't pay up." "Dude, that's seriously messed up. You need to document all this." "What, like keep a diary?" "No, like record your conversations, save texts. If they're gonna play dirty, you need evidence." That night, I started a folder on my computer labeled Family Manipulation. The first entry was a screenshot of Vanessa's Instagram showing her luxury purchases alongside texts begging me for rent money those same months. The next morning at work, I couldn't focus. My code was a mess, and I kept making stupid errors. My colleague Melissa from the finance department noticed me staring blankly at my screen. "Earth to Luca, you look like someone deleted your master branch." "Sorry, just family drama." "Family drama that has you looking at personal loan rates?" She nodded at my monitor. I explained the whole situation to Melissa over lunch in the break room. "Let me get this straight. Your sister racked up $40K in designer clothes and vacations, and now your parents expect you to foot the bill or be disowned." "Pretty much." "And this isn't the first time?" "Apparently not. Just the first time they've run out of their own money to bail her out." Melissa pulled out a notebook. "Okay, as your unofficial financial advisor, absolutely do not pay that debt. But as someone who's dealt with toxic family myself, we need a strategy beyond just saying no." "What kind of strategy?" "Document everything. Start with the facts. How many times have they bailed Vanessa out? How much money? Get specifics." That evening, I called my grandma under the pretense of catching up. Without revealing my intentions, I got her talking about past family emergencies. "Oh, remember when Vanessa needed that emergency root canal? Your parents took out a loan for that? A root canal costs maybe $2 grand max. They said it was 15,000. Well, the dental work was 2,000. The Bahamas trip she took to recover was the rest." Each call revealed more lies. Aunt Claire confirmed at least 3 major bailouts in the last decade. My cousin Tyler remembered Vanessa borrowing $5K from him for a business opportunity that mysteriously became a trip to Paris. I downloaded a call recording app before calling my parents again. "We're very disappointed in your attitude, Luca." Dad's voice was ice cold. "I'm disappointed that you value Vanessa's shopping habits over our relationship." "That's not fair. Your sister has struggled with what? Taking responsibility? Living within her means? How dare you?" Mom jumped in. "After all we've done for you. Name one thing you've done for me that you haven't done tenfold for Vanessa." Silence. "That's what I thought. If you don't help your sister, don't bother coming to Thanksgiving or Christmas or ever again." Dad's ultimatum hung in the air. "I guess that's your choice to make." I went completely dark on social media after that call. Changed my settings to private, removed family members, and stopped posting updates. Derek helped me set up new email filters that sent my family's messages to a special folder I'd check once a week. The harassment escalated quickly. First came the hourly calls, then the texts from unknown numbers, then Vanessa showing up at my workplace, crying hysterically until security escorted her out. "Your parents called me," my cousin Rachel texted. "They said you've had some kind of breakdown and abandoned the family when they needed medical help. What's going on?" Similar messages flooded in from extended family. According to my parents, Vanessa needed the money for life-saving medical treatments, not luxury shopping sprees. My Uncle Steve cornered me outside my gym. "How could you let your sister suffer? Your parents raised you better than this. Did they tell you what the money was actually for?" "They said she needs surgery." "Ask her to show you the medical bills. I'll wait." The bewildered look on his face told me everything. After 3 weeks of constant harassment and twisted stories, I'd had enough. I compiled everything. Screenshots of Vanessa's social media showing luxury purchases, recordings of my parents' threats, bank statements showing previous loans that were never repaid, and testimonies from family members who'd been similarly manipulated. I created a simple PDF document with a timeline of events and sent it to every single family member with the subject line, "The truth about the $40K medical emergency." My phone blew up within hours. "Is this all real?" They said she needed surgery. Uncle Steve sounded genuinely shocked. "Every word, every screenshot. I've been documenting this for years." Aunt Claire called next. "I always knew they favored her, but this is beyond favoritism. This is enabling destructive behavior." Meanwhile, Vanessa was facing reality for the first time in her adult life. Without my bailout, her creditors started calling. Her Instagram posts changed from beach selfies to complaints about harassment from collection agencies. "They're threatening to garnish my wages," she texted me frantically. "That's what happens when you don't pay your debts. Can't you just loan me enough to get them off my back? Just temporarily? No, I hate you. You've ruined my life. You ruined your own life. I'm just refusing to fix it for you." At the family reunion that summer, the dynamic had completely shifted. Mom and Dad sat alone at a corner table while relatives stopped by my spot to offer support. "I had no idea what was really going on," my cousin Tyler admitted. "They've been spinning stories for years." "We all fell for it," Rachel added. "Not anymore, though." Aunt Claire organized a family intervention for Vanessa, offering to help her create a budget and debt repayment plan instead of just giving her money. "You need to learn how to manage money, not just spend it," she told Vanessa. "But I don't know how. No one ever taught me." "That's the problem. Your parents gave you everything except the skills to survive." 6 months later, I received a formal-looking envelope with my parents' return address. Inside was a handwritten letter. "Dear Luca, we've had time to reflect on our actions and recognize we've made serious mistakes in how we've treated both you and Vanessa. We'd like to meet and discuss rebuilding our relationship. Love, Mom and Dad." I called Derek immediately. "They want to reconcile." "What are you thinking?" "I'm thinking that actions have consequences. Just like Vanessa needed to learn about financial consequences, they need to learn about relationship consequences." I sent a brief reply. "I'm not ready for a relationship. Perhaps in time with professional family counseling. Until then, please respect my boundaries." Vanessa surprisingly had made the most progress. She'd taken a second job waiting tables and moved to a smaller apartment. "I'm down to $30K in debt now," she told me during our first civil conversation in months. "Aunt Claire has been helping me figure this stuff out." "That's actually impressive. Don't act so shocked, I can learn." "Never said you couldn't, just that you never had to before." My own life improved dramatically without the constant family drama. I bought my house, smaller than planned, but all mine. Melissa from work had become more than a colleague, and we'd been dating for 3 months. "You seem lighter," she told me one evening as we cooked dinner, "like you dropped a 100-pound weight." I did, several of them, actually. "Any regrets?" "Only that I didn't do it sooner." "So what would you do in this situation? Was Luca too harsh in completely cutting off his family, or was this level of tough love the only way they'd ever learn? Is there a middle ground he could have found? Or are some toxic family dynamics only fixable with complete separation? Share your thoughts in the comments. We've all dealt with difficult family members, and your perspective might help someone else facing a similar situation. If you enjoyed this story of standing up to family manipulation, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us create more content like this, and we'd love to hear which parts of the story resonated most with you.